Alright YouTubers, hello and welcome to this video. You join me in a 1993 Honda Legend. It is a second generation Honda Legend that I've owned for about 2 years now. I had my eye on this car for a bit longer before I acquired it. It came up for, well, it was in an auction, and then COVID hit, so the auction got cancelled, and then it came up again. It didn't meet its reserved, and then due to COVID everything sort of stopped again, and it came up a third time, and I wasn't really in the position to have another car because I was renting a flat at the time, but I knew my dad was looking for another car, so I asked him if I win this car, because I've always wanted a Honda Legend, a second gen, something about them, I like the looks, etc. So I asked him, if I win it, do you mind using it for a few months until I move out to a new place where I'll have more parking, etc. Because I was looking for a place to move. Just pulling out here, and yeah, he said yes, and managed to win it, and yeah, got it delivered, and it's now in my name, and I've been driving it on and off for 2 years, and yeah, thoroughly enjoying it. So I just thought I'd do this little video, because I've been wanting to do a driving video for some time on this car. And I'm just on the way to Eastbourne at the moment to pick up a few items from an auction house. So I've got the sat nav on. I am on unfamiliar roads, so I'm being very vigilant. Yeah, I just thought I'd talk a bit about the car and do a driving video. I'll do a walk around video at some point. But what can I say? 1993 second generation Honda Legend. It's a 3.2 litre V6, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's a V6. Super smooth car. This would have been an absolutely great purchase back in the day. So it's basically a one owner car, this. He kept it garaged. He was actually it's got a good provenance, this car. You can Google his name, and yeah, I'm also now a fan of some of his work because of this car. Much credit to him. He passed away in 2016. Yeah, so I feel lucky to be driving this car now and looking after it. I don't know, there's something, when you get a one owner car and they've had it, you know, this was his retirement car. He traded in a Jaguar and a Land Rover to get this. So obviously he thought, yeah, go down the sensible route, Honda. You know, he didn't go for a Mercedes or BMW. And there's an old YouTube video of this generation of Legend where Quinton Wilson was talking about it. How they only imported 1,500 of these in the UK, so they're extremely rare, whereas a BMW 5 Series at the time, they imported over 100,000 of them, and he was making the argument that this is just as better built, etc., more exclusive. And yeah, nowadays, like, you know, petrol wise, being a 3.2 is a bit thirsty. As you can see, my fuel gauge is below half. I've done 183 miles since the last fill up. I have been on the motorways though, so, and if you do a lot of stop starting in this car, it's quite heavy, so yeah, it will go through your fuel. But what do you expect from a 3.2 litre? If you want something economical, get a little 1 litre or a hybrid or something. Obviously a lot of people are going down the electric route now, but yeah, as a car to buy back in the day, this was a very good choice. So thumbs up to the original owner, and anyone who bought one of these, you're getting a great car for your money. I also own a Rover 827, built in 1996, and you just can't compare it. The quality of this compared to the Rover, and the Rover 827 has a Mark 1 Honda Legend engine in and a Honda gearbox. So yeah, this is just totally different build quality compared to the 827. But yeah, it's a lovely day outside. I've got the air conditioning on, which works fine. And as I say, what can I say about this car? It's big, it's smooth, it's comfortable, it's a pleasure to drive. It gets going whenever you want it to. You know, it's 3.2 litres. It's not short on power. Yes, it's not fast, it's not rapid, but it's not designed for that. It's a cruiser, and it's a luxury cruiser. And yeah, Honda from the 90s, you know, everything's easy to use. All your, you know, switches, dials, easy to find. Just seeing where we got to go on this sat nav. It's another 5 miles and I have to turn off right. Got about 26 miles left on the journey, and then I'm driving to Bournemouth. So that'll be fun, but I'm not bothered. I'm in this. I had the radio on earlier. I say lovely aircon. We've got a sunroof, obviously all electric windows and that. I know all this is nothing compared to modern cars, but yeah, there's not really much more I can say. Just a pleasure to drive. If you're looking for one of these, even back in the day they said they were hard to find. Look for one that's got good service history. I was super lucky to get hold of this one with, like, I mean, it's got 32,000 miles on the clock now, completely genuine. When I bought it to let my dad use it, I think it was 21,000 it was advertised on the auction, but because they kept hold of it, I think someone was using it, so when we got it, it was 22,000 miles, which is just ridiculously low for a 1993 car. And the condition, there's no rust on it. You know, the engine bay is like lovely. It's been at Honda all its life, you know, even had a Honda battery on it. You know, what it could benefit from is 4 new tyres, to be fair, but they've still got some tread on and they're not cracking too bad or anything, so I will get them done at some point. I should think that'll improve the ride even further. I've got the tyre pressures set on 39 on the front, 36 on the back, and as long as you avoid, you know, the harshest of potholes, you know, it's just super comfortable. There's no heated seats on this one. I wonder if that was specable, to be honest, or the particular one in the dealership didn't have it. You don't really need them, because I think maybe he didn't spec them because this was his summer car. Yeah, because there's no rust underneath, so it obviously wasn't used in winter. But yeah, it doesn't bother me not having heated seats. But there's, why I'm saying that is because there's blanks for heated seats, and like my Rover 827, that has heated seats. A couple of other cars I've got that have got heated seats. My 5th gen Prelude's got heated seats, which was a bit of a rare option on that. So yeah, I'm surprised this doesn't have heated seats as standard, but it's all electric seats, so yeah, there's just not really, I mean, there's not, while we're in traffic, there's not really much I can say. I mean, you know, the kick down's nice on it, the engine sounds lovely if you want to kick it down, but it's not really that kind of car. You just chill in it, you know, de-stresses you. It's lovely and quiet when you got the windows up, as you know, I've got the aircon on, and I say it's quiet, I'm just talking and talking and talking, so yeah, lovely car. So what lets it down in modern times? Well, fuel consumption, I guess. If that bothers you, you know, you can always have a secondary car. This can be a little treat investment in the garage, can't it? If you can find one, like I say, if you can find one. Yeah, very underrated. Underrated at the time, I think. I think it's just because of the badge, you know. Everyone would have gone for a BMW or a Mercedes, but as people have said, this is just as better built. Just absolute pleasure to drive. Basically just repeating myself over and over, really. So I'll be quiet for a bit, and we can have 3 miles of driving on this lovely sunny road. Now there's already more things I want to say. just quickly, it's a lovely steering wheel. I love the design of it. It's nice to hold, if you like. I don't know, maybe I'm being fussy, but you know, some steering wheels just, I always find a lot of modern cars, they're just sort of too small, there's too much on them. And you got your cruise control on this. That's about it. The horn, I won't beep it because there's traffic in front, but horn is nice and subtle, not too offensive. Just give someone a little toot if they're in your way or coming over to your lane on a roundabout. Yeah, I love the design on this car. The front end, the steely grin, as Quentin Wilson says. And the yeah, this is the 4-door. It's not the coupe. The coupes are slightly more desirable, but this is obviously more practical. Yeah, great for carrying passengers in. Lovely big boot. And if you can hear any noise to the left, that's because I've packed a rucksack and I've got a load of bottles of water that are slightly squeaking. But apart from that, you're not going to get any rattles in this car. And was it Ludacris that had one of these for his first car and Honda restored it for him? He kept it, he still got it. Hello, what's this car up in front? Is that a Celica? Is that a Toyota Celica? Yeah, there's a Celica in it, yeah. Is it the GT4s that are the really desirable one, the turbos? You see a couple of them come up on auction now and then. Maybe one day. Can't say I'm a massive fan of the design of this Celica. I mean, like, each their own. I've got sort of one too many cars. That's not really on my sort of bucket list, if you like, but I guess if one came up at a good price, a GT4, I do believe it's called a GT4, then I would consider one. But they're quite quick and fun to drive. I've got a bit of a weird taste in cars, as you might see if you subscribe to the channel. I'll do some future videos, driving videos, walk-arounds, etc. Yeah, this front-wheel drive, really nice on twisty corners as well. You'd think this would handle like a boat. Actually handles quite nice. Once again, Quentin Wilson said it handles like a hot shoe hatchback. I don't know if I'd go that far, but yes, because it's front-wheel drive, not rear. Excuse me, because it's front wheel drive, not rear wheel drive. Bit of a tongue twister there. Yeah, it copes with the corners quite well. You get some nice twisty roads and you can really, you know, be gentle on the throttle and know where you stand with it. You'd be a complete fool to lose control in this. It's pretty good in the wet as well. I haven't tested it in the winter. I don't really want to take this out when it's salty outside for obvious reasons. It's too nice. Underneath is immaculate, so I now come up to a roundabout here. I'm 21 miles away from my destination. Obviously it's got ABS, brakes are nice and smooth. It could probably benefit from having the brakes uprated, possibly, if you can, you know, get some better discs. And I don't know if you could put some of those EBC pads on. There's probably other makes that I haven't heard of, but in the past I've used EBC red stuffs. I reckon they'd be quite good on this, being a sort of heavier car, having a bit of ceramic and copper in your pads rather than the standard pads, but they work fine. You know, something satisfying about the indicator stalk as well, just sort of typical Honda, just has a nice click to it. You know, everything's well built, nothing's fallen off, nothing's gone wrong. Like, you know, I've done a few thousand miles myself. I've had the rear calipers replaced. They were sticking a bit. I'm guessing that's lack of use. Apart from that, nothing. I don't think nothing. No, nothing at all. Just an oil change. I did have the spark plugs replaced. There was a slight misfire when I got it. That sorted that out. Not a bad one, just when you're idling. Although I think that can be something else, but luckily it was just a spark plug. think it's a valve that needs cleaning, EGR maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I really can't fault this car. I'm definitely keeping it. It's just lovely. I couldn't imagine living without it. The only time I'd say it does get a bit impractical, and because it's so nice condition, is when you're on a really narrow country lane, and because of all the sizes of cars these days, like there's a bigger SUV behind me, there's a Land Rover passing. I know this isn't the smallest of cars, but it's not like tall, and I think a lot of people are quite aggressive on the road. So if you're down a country lane, they don't really care that you're in sort of like a, I'd call this a modern classic now, you know, so you're being really careful. You don't want to scrape this on a wall or knock your mirror or anything. So that's the only time I get a bit nervous driving this down a narrow sort of country lane, or parking as well can be a bit of an issue, because parking spaces in the UK are quite small. Obviously in the States this car would absolutely fine, no issues whatsoever. I believe they brand it as the Acura in the States, so I don't think it's called the Honda Legend, it is the Acura Legend. And I think you can get cloth interior as well, kind of cloth seats, but like I said, they only brought 1,500 of these in the UK, so pretty sure they're all leather. I could be wrong on that, unless you get one imported, and a lot of them are in this silver, silver grey if you like. It's a nice colour. When it's waxed, looks really good in the sun. So maybe I'll just be quiet again and let you listen to how quiet this is, the road noise. Welcome to Five Ashes. See, I hope this auction house is easy to find when I get there. It's saying slow down. We were going the speed limit there, so perhaps it's a constant flashing sign there. What a lovely day though, honestly. Oh, there's a few Porsches there. I'll just have a quick look. I was looking ahead as well. I just moved my head, kept my eyes looking straight there. That's if I even aimed the camera. That's if this is even recording. Yeah, we are recording. My hair looks ridiculous again because I've got this head mount on. And thanks to all the comments on the last video of my Perodua Calisa. Yeah, a bit of a contrast in it really. 1 litre 3-cylinder little city car to a nice smooth Honda Legend. I even like the name Legend. What do you drive? The Legend. It's kind of why I car names do it for me a bit. You know, the Skoda Superb. I know it's probably not a great car whatsoever, but I just fancy one just so I can say, yeah, I drive the Skoda Superb. Maybe I'm a bit sad like that. Yeah, a few people have questioned my taste in cars. Why don't you just buy one really nice one? It's like, well, I like to drive loads of different things, you know. I like my 80s and 90s cars. Old school. Old is gold for me. I haven't took the plunge to the 70s yet. I think that's a bit out of my era of where I want to go to. You know, you got dealing with points and you know, fuel injection, and I don't mind carb obviously, but I'm not very practical, so any car with like points, you know, as long as I've got electronic ignition, and I haven't really had any major issues with these 80s and 90s cars. Let's let this white car go. Here we go. Just no worries, leaving plenty of room for the open reach van there. Yeah, it pulls away beautifully. Oh, a lovely smooth gearbox on this, by the way. But I will say one thing. My brother got hold of another Legend, a generation 2, same generation, but an earlier model, in '91. They have different alloys on as well. His gearbox was nowhere near as smooth, and it didn't have many more miles on it. Apparently they've done quite a lot of revisions on the later ones. Don't know if that was just he just didn't get the best of boxes, or they made a lot of changes with these later ones, because this gearbox, this is smooth as silk. Honestly, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. His one was very harsh, and his dashboard gauge clusters were also different. Or in a 60 now, so we can, let's open her up a bit. Yeah, his dashboard is, the needles and the gauges were slightly different. Not much different, but they were different. So they definitely done some revisions on the later ones of these. Like I say, this is a 93, his was a 91. So yeah, and a complete step up from the Mark 1 Legend. I haven't driven a Mark 3 or beyond. I've always just liked the Mark 2, and like I say, I'm very pleased I got hold of this one. It's definitely one of the best in the country, and like I said, very good provenance, full history. So yeah, I feel privileged to be able to own and drive it. It's just a lovely experience. So just hitting a few bumps and yeah, nothing. Oh, some people did on the Mark 3s, they ironed this out. I've got used to it. Some people complain, basically when you go over a bump, the steering kind of reacts. The car sort of moves with the bump. A lot of people didn't like that back in the day. But you get used to it. I don't really see an issue with it. But I know what people are on about. The steering is quite sensitive and it'll move with a bump. And that was something they ironed out on the generation after this, because people didn't like it, but it doesn't bother me. You know, as long as you're not hitting anything too hard anyway. Yeah, you're holding a hand, you just feel the wheel go a bit. It's sort of like, it's just kind of moving with the bumps on the road, really. And yeah, as a lot of people know, UK roads are not the greatest, so yeah, I think that's just a bit of feedback in my opinion, so it doesn't really bother me. Tap on the brakes there. Yeah, and also like a lot of cars obviously, but some older cars don't have it, you got a little rest for your left foot, so just use your right foot for obviously accelerator and brake. These are all automatics, unlike the Mark 1, which I believe did come in a manual. Little London Road, did it say? Yep, Little London Road. Oh, what's this car coming up? Is there anything special? Nope, it's a Peugeot 206, I think. Sometimes when I see a glimpse of a car in an odd colour or something, I'm like, is that classic? Is that something different? And then, yeah, in that case, I was a bit disappointed. No offence to anyone that has one of those Peugeots, but not for me. Not for me, I'm afraid. And I have driven one, actually, and rattly as anything. I don't know if it was just the particular one I was driving as well. It had a very sloppy gearbox, but it did have over 100,000 on the clock. There you go, there's a bit more like it, innit? I say, I don't know if I could be brave enough to own something like that. Or was that an MG? I'm not going to quote the exact model because I'll probably get it wrong. Yeah, I'm not brave enough to, maybe if I get a barn one day I can have a, you know, 50s, 60s or 70s car, or some maybe more temperamental 80s or 90s cars. I've got enough to keep up with at the minute, you know, one too many cars. At the time of this video I'm having the turbo looked at on a Volvo, and I've got a Mitsubishi 3000 GT, which I'm having a bit of tinkering done, as it won't go into reverse at the minute, so that kind of makes it unusable. And yeah, I've heard the horror stories about them. There's a lot to go wrong, and if anything does go wrong, not many people want to work on them. The engine bay is absolutely crammed, and yeah, it's a bit of a what's the word? Could you say high-end car, or you know, 90s? It was in that borderline, you know, getting close to supercar territory, wasn't it? You know, like the Skyline Supra NSX. A lot of people say, oh no, they're not supercars, they're Ferrari, Lamborghini supercars. Well, they're definitely something special, these you know, 90s turboed etc. cars, or like the NSX, the price tag at the time, and you could say borderline supercar, I guess, if you like. It's all gone dark now. I've got 15 miles to go. This last part of the journey is, yeah, I can see why the sat-nav said it was going to take an hour, because there's a lot of, there's Porsche there. Never had a Porsche. Maybe one day. Don't really understand all the different models and that. I'm sure some people know every single model, which one to get, which one not to get. So any advice, I'll have a look in the future. But yeah, I've yet to go. I don't think I've actually owned anything German yet. Would like an old Mercedes at some point or something. I'm just sort of stuck with my Japanese, Malaysian, Korean. I've got a Hyundai. I believe that's Korean. Yeah, obscure really. British. Yeah, I've yet to have a German car. Right, so yeah, I've really just waffled on this, haven't I? That was my sort of review for the Honda Legend. Don't know if we're going to get any motorway or bypass driving from now until the destination, but what I'll do is keep the head mount on, keep it recording, and I can always cut out bits if we do get onto. Oh no, we might be coming onto. I don't know if we're just coming up to a roundabout, I think. Yeah, like I say, now got to drive to Bournemouth after this. Do I care? Not really. It's like 8 hours of driving. This is lovely in this, so I'm quite happy. As long as I get there safely, I'm happy. Yeah, really light steering. Yeah, like I said, some people said the steering's a bit oversensitive on this. I think that's fine. Gives you enough feedback. So open the window for a bit. We're in Horham. Temperature gauge all good. Oh yeah, and the radio all works, the original radio. Not bad speakers in this for an old car actually. Quite surprising. Obviously electric antenna. Keep clear.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the
well, someone's on the keep clear.
67
Don't know if we've got any more cars here. I'm going to let one more go. Let him go as well. That'll do. 3 cars is fair, I think. There's plenty of room here. You've got to let a few cars out, keep everything flowing nice. Can't sit there too long because some people behind can get a bit annoyed, can't they?
267 Heathfield Road.
He's in his Jag. He's in a Jag. Oh, he's doing a full turn in his Jag, which doesn't have a very good turning circle by the looks of it. So I hope he hasn't got reverse. No worries. I don't know what he was gesturing there. Wondering if I was let's go put the window up. Wondering if I was supposed to be waiting for him to do a full loop there, but I didn't think he was doing that, to be honest. So my bad. I thought he was just going on the second exit. So I wouldn't have minded reversing for him if he did want to reverse, but he's in a big SUV, so it didn't seem like he minded mounting the curb a bit there. "12 miles away from the destination." Oh yeah, and you got a little blind up here. Look, you got a little blind there. Can you see that? Yeah, I thought it was interesting. So you got your driver, passenger, and then a little one in the middle. Is that just to block out that bit of the sun, is it? The bit in the middle? Never seen that. It's all nice material up here as well. And once again, what a lovely, lovely day. Apologies if this is annoying anyone, this flapping around. It's because of the air conditioning. I think it's twisted itself around so much. There we go. We've solved the problem. It's on the floor now. Over a few bumps there. definitely must be quite warm out, because I've got the climate control on 23, which is all automatic. And it's got recirc on, and the fans are blowing quite a lot, so it's really trying to get up to or trying to get it down to 23, should I say. So I now go 25, that should settle right down. There you go, look, settled right down. Perhaps I can get away with 24. It might not be too noisy, but because I ain't got a proper microphone. Oh, there's a nasty bump there. Ah, this just swallowed that. And that one. Someone's graffitied that sign, wow. He's braking. Okay, I've got a roundabout coming up.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A22.
I will indeed. He's going in the right lane.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Yeah, I'll give you a kick down. It'll go. Sounds nice as well. Camera obviously won't do it justice. I think that was a kick down from 4th to 3rd there. Sometimes it'll kick down to 2nd. You get a lot more, obviously, aggression. Revs will start at about 4.5, depending on, yeah. I think this car was a bit confused because I haven't done that throughout the whole journey, so. Also, I found on a longer journey, this car really does like warm up. In a sense that, like, yeah, you do 100 or 200 miles in it, you come back on your sort of little twisty roads and that. It gets in that mood where it's just, yeah, I think you find that with bigger engines, they come alive on a longer journey. So if you keep coming off the roundabouts and you put your foot down, loves it, you know. Feels quicker. I think she was a bit confused there. She's like, what? You've been chilling the whole journey. What do you want to waste some fuel for? You know. Should we go for it again? There's the one. There's the one. There you go. There's about £5 in petrol gone. That was the more aggressive kick down. I was saying it shifted down into a 2nd there, I think. And obviously off the lights, it will pull away in 2nd usually. But if you give it a good kick down, he'll pull away in 1st, of course, 4-speed. So there we go. There's your kick down.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
2nd exit. Am I in the right lane here? Am I in the right lane? I should be. I should be able to go across, shouldn't I? We should be fine here. Yeah, we're gonna go for another kick down, I think. Why not? Six miles to go. I've got 6 miles to go. Can I find the auction house? Only thing I forgot to do was bring a bag. I got about 14 items to pick up. Some of them are quite delicate. And And I've got some cloths and some bed sheets, etc. in the boot, but I didn't bring a bag, so I'm hoping they can supply me with a bag. And the commission these auction houses take, I'm sure they can, because yeah, it'd be a bit annoying if they don't have one, because I don't know, I'll have to maybe go in and out 2 or 3 times, do 2 or 3 trips inside the building. Let's see if I can park close to this building. So saying keep left here. That's out.
800 yards.
I'm on unfamiliar roads. I think I'm turning off actually. Turning off after 600 yards. Where we go? Ah, so there we go, Eastbourne. I'm turning off here maybe? Oh no, I'm not turning off there, I'm turning off at the roundabout. Yeah, at the roundabout I'm turning off. So at least the, keep left. Ah, there we go, right. At least the van behind, oh he's turning off here as well, so he had plenty of notice. Oh, it's quite a tight corner there. So go for another kick down. There we go. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that often in this car because you can just watch your fuel gauge go down, literally. Yeah, on a long journey, it's a lot better on fuel. It's the stop starting what kills it. And yeah, in 1993, I think petrol prices in the UK were a lot lower, so it didn't really matter. It made more sense then, didn't it? Yeah, and like I say, road tax is a bit of a killer as well on this. 320, 330.